that great of a song because it's just like, oh yeah, we just went with whatever and it kind of fell into place, which doesn't happen. So it is cool that we have that dynamic and also the trust in each other that we have the best, best song in mind as opposed to not hurting each other's feelings and also just not taking stuff too personally.
Yeah, that's a lot of times I would say as a male, but it's not sexist because everybody's got feelings. I don't know. But as a male, it's really hard for me to get over my pride. Like, I'm a chef and like I've been doing it for like 12 years. And if I send something out that looks bad, I'm like, that doesn't fucking look bad. But then, yeah, it does look bad. I'll redo it, whatever, man. But it's still hard to get over that pride. But when you do, you just got to take criticism because what we do as, I guess, even chef and music as artists is please fans. So, whether they're eating or listening or whatever, you're doing it for other people, not for you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think you hit the nail on the head there too, man. It's just, I think being a creative, right? You're so, you're almost attached to.
Well, and also one thing.
Parker, you still there?
I just went like one thing and he kind of trailed off.
And then he was out.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll get back on. But basically, I was just going to say to your point, you're right. It's kind of hard to like let go of something that you're, personally attached to. Like you're a chef, whether it be something you cook or something that we create. It's always hard to have somebody be like, oh, that's not good, or that maybe that isn't the best. And yeah, so I see what you mean, man.
But see, and when I fuck up in cooking, a lot of times that meal or whatever it is that isn't going to be served to a customer gets to make a server or a dishwasher's night. They're like, "Oh, dude, I was fucking starving." Like,
yeah.
So it all works out in the end.
That's a good point.
I kind of want to wait for him to. I don't know if he can even hear us anymore. He kind of disappeared. But
let me see. I'll shoot him a text real quick.
Okay. I wish Staten, or how do you say his name? Is it Staten?
That's all right. Everybody calls him Staten, but yeah, it's Staten.
Okay, Staten. Okay. I think I say it both ways. It just, I don't know, comes out differently. Like, the guys in Gridiron, I've been pronouncing it Gridiron for like a long, yeah, I don't know why I can't ever get it right, man. And those are good buddies of mine, man.
Those guys are cool. I like all them. Yeah. We always have a blast playing with them and hanging out before and after the show.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to Big Spring. They're playing with Enterprise Earth. And I'm going to take my gear and try and get into I've never been to a show in Big Spring, but I want to try and get with the people and see if I can use the green room and do an episode there with Enterprise Earth.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome,
I think that show's called Coronavirus. It's, so.
Yeah, I saw something for that.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay,
yeah, there you
back.
Are. Okay.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it just kind of trailed off. I've kind of lost what we were talking about.
Yeah, I said some really, really cool stuff that is just lost to time now, so y'all can just kind of
I hate that. I'm so sorry. Forever. Well, here, I've still got a good question for that. We were talking about writing music and creative stuff, but what is y'all's like personal favorite aspect of being a musician? Whether it's the writing process, recording, touring, playing a show, meeting the fans, or like, I don't know, meeting up and eating afterwards with your buds?
That's a really great question. I guess I'm going to go first on this one because I had something just pop up in my head. But like for me, and I think Staten feels the same way about this. I'm not sure about Anthony, but like studio time is always the funnest for me because it's like, you worked your ass off trying to write songs, and it's pretty much just the time you get to go in and be creative. And for whatever reason, I feel like for us, we're always all in when we do it. So pretty much the outside world just kind of goes away for like a week or two when we go in and record. So it's kind of a surreal feeling. It's like nothing else really matters, and you just go in and every day you wake up and be creative all day and then go to sleep. And it's pretty exhausting. It's a lot more tiring than, I would have thought it was before we started doing this, but that's got to be my favorite for sure. Love studio time.
Oh, see, on that note, real quick, I looking at y'all's Facebook, I see y'all go record in Corpus. Y'all still go record there?
No, so we did the first two EPs down with Rob at Precision Studios down there.
Yeah.
And then most recently since 2017, so pretty much all of our newer stuff that you've heard is that's down in San Antonio with Corey Bruneman. So he's done guys like Upon a Burning Body and Backwards, and there's a couple other guys that he's done before, but we like working with him a lot.
Well, I was going to say going to Corpus and the beach and all, I would enjoy studio time too. But San Antonio is still pretty kick-ass also. But I guess, Parker, what's your favorite aspect of being a musician?
See, that's a really good question. It's hard to pinpoint one thing. It's like Clayton said, the writing process is awesome, the studio. I think one of the most fulfilling things, you grow up and for a lot of people, music is kind of an escape. And I know everybody has one song that they go to when they're down or like just going through a rough time, stuff like that. And we've had a few people. It hasn't been anything crazy or anything, but a couple people have reached out to us and they're like, man, this song just like, I heard this song and the lyrics just really reached out to me and kind of like helped me through something. And to me, I always, grew up listening to stuff and thinking, oh, I'm so glad I can relate to these lyrics. And like, it makes you feel like you're not alone going through stuff. And to be able to also help somebody else, like I said, it's not like a huge, like we haven't had like thousands of people message us or anything, but like the few people that have reached out to us and let us know that we've helped them through something, that's huge, man. It makes me feel like all the hard, like all the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into it, like being able to help other people through stuff is such an awesome feeling.
And I think that's beautiful, man, because I've always loved music, like, and used it for that reason. Like, even now, like at work, if we're having a rough night, like this weekend, it's been busy as fuck. If I just get fed up, just put my music on and I'm not even there anymore. I mean, like, I'm still working, obviously, but it's just like, it's all good in the hood, Just get to listen to some angry music and get over it. And it's really cool doing that and like having people reach out to you, because I think a lot of people don't like to talk about things like that, rough times, and I think things like that need to be addressed, like, because not talking about that shit will fuck with your mental health. I know that from personal experience. I just recently started taking medication and I've never felt so healthy in my life. So that is definitely something that needs to be addressed. And it's beautiful when you can help people through that, whether it be talking, music, whatever. Always down to help.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've almost lifelong, battle with depression, and the band has definitely helped with that. But one of the biggest things when you feel depressed is you feel isolated and you feel like you're just a burden to everybody. And so it's even harder to go get the help that you need, because you feel like you don't want to, you feel like you're not worth saving almost.
You don't want to bother somebody.
Right. And thankfully I've been able to, through music, express that and get that out and, write about it and stuff. But yeah, one of the biggest things is, you're definitely... what you think is a burden to other people really isn't. A lot of other people are going through the same stuff, and you can find that comfort in going through stuff together with people, and people care about you. You might feel like you're alone, but you're really not.
That was beautifully worded, man. I got goosebumps. That's cool, man. So, I was, like I've said, been looking at y'all's Facebook. Y'all played some really cool festivals. Like you said, Warped Tour. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all of them. I probably should have wrote them down, but I'm sorry. I was wondering, though, there's been, back in the day, really cool festivals like during the summer. Warped Tour, Summer Slaughter, Mayhem, Ozfest, South by So What. Oh, y'all played South by Southwest, or was it South by So What?
Yeah, we played both, actually. We did South by So What, I think the first time, and then South by Southwest 2 or 3 different times.
But I don't really see all those tours around anymore, man, and it sucks because those were really kick-ass festivals, you know. And did y'all have a personal favorite or ever get to go into any of those cool ones? Like, I remember my first one was Warped Tour in 2007.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying earlier, that was actually my first show ever, like live show ever. I sent a video in after I came home from college one day. I think I was a freshman, and I saw that Clayton posted they were looking for a guitarist, and I just covered a song just real quick, not even thinking anything of it, and sent the video.
What song was it? Just
it was I think it was Alpha District off her very first EP, and I learned it real quick and sent it back, and I didn't even think they'd hit me back up, and they asked if I could go to practice in the morning and then play a show the day after, and I was in college at the time, so I was like, well, I guess I'm taking the week off, and it's like, yeah, sure, of course I can be there. Well, they didn't tell me it was Warped Tour, so we played the Albuquerque date, and that was so fun, man. We played, I think we played right after Veil of Maya and right before 4 Years Strong or something on the outdoor stage.
Oh,
and
that's kick-ass.
It was a blast, man, and we were one of the last bands to play before a giant sandstorm blew in, but before that, it was just beautiful, like nice overcast, not too hot, and I don't know. To your point, I grew up going to, Warped Tour all as a kid, and that was like part of my childhood, and it sucks so much now that, they're not doing that anymore, and it's just cool. You get once a year with all your buddies, and you go down and listen to all the, alternative, like-minded music that you listen to. I don't know. It was always a fun time.
In 2008 at Warped Tour, I swear, it was in Dallas. They had like 2 stages in this hill behind them or whatever, but on one stage, and it's in Dallas, it was hot as fuck, middle of July, you know what I mean? I almost died in the Day to Remember pit, and I think it was right when they released their cover of Since You've Been Gone, and the heat stroke, lack of water, I almost died in there. And right next to him on the next stage was Katy Perry.
Yeah,
I Kissed a Girl.
I was at that same Warped Tour, the one in Dallas. You said 2008?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they would have had that on the big amphitheater where, like, if you go on the backside, there was that kind of grassy knoll. Yeah. Yeah, but no, you're right, man. Katy Perry started at Warped Tour. Like, that's how she got her start, which is crazy.
Honestly, this is even crazier. I looked into Katy Perry a long time ago because it's Katy Perry, man. She's but she used to be a Christian singer. She went by Catherine Perry, and then she kissed a girl and she liked it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, to answer your question, my favorite's probably either Warped Tour or a 10-day, pretty much a 2-week tour over in Austria, Germany, Czech Republic, and Poland. Did we play in Poland, Peach? I don't remember.
I don't think we got to play in Poland. We were supposed to, but it ended up falling through. We played in Germany,
it got canceled. But that was probably my favorite string of shows. It was just a good time there, and Europeans like go crazy. Those are some of the nicest, coolest people I think I've ever met in my life.
That's cool, man. I gotta ask though, as a chef, did y'all eat at any cool spots?
Oh man, that was one of the best parts about the trip was all the food. I think we had more pizza than I've ever had in my life. But,
dude, but yeah, KFC overseas is bomb.
Yes, also, yeah, the KFC over there is super good.
I see that they change menus for certain fast food places, like just McDonald's, for instance, in different countries. Like I think they'll have say ramen and stuff in Japan. Like probably not ramen. That's kind of racist to me. I don't know, but they change the menus for different places. That's cool, man. But I remember I was talking with Crafting the Conspiracy, and they told me about this. If you listen to the show, I've talked about it a couple of times, but it's a satanic vegan bistro. It's called The Bistro, and they also have a venue. I thought that was just one of the most outrageous, awesome things I've ever heard.
Yeah, what the heck? Where's that at?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I really want to go, but I don't ever make it up to Utah. If I ever made it that way, I'd be stopping in Colorado and probably staying for a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. Man, all the food over there is so good that like I we